So YouTube family, Jerry Jeudy might be getting investigated.
That fumble on Sunday is joke. It's joke city. It's just a clown show of a mistake. And you know, I don't.
He'll set up and throw, and he's got him, man. It's complete to Jeudy inside Raiders territory. Fumbled the ball.
Yes, and then he hits Jerry Jeudy right on the money. And Jerry Jeudy just get off my football team, man.
Oh my gosh, that guy.
There's just few Browns players in my life that I can think of that I'm just not a fan of. Jerry Jeudy's up there in terms of like guys I just not a fan of right now.
Wide open Jeudy, but it's like Jeudy didn't know Chin was coming.
Because I didn't think it was lazy. I think that this is a guy who was trying to set, as Kevin said, set someone up for a move. And I don't think it was the smartest play I've ever seen. He wasn't paying attention to who was behind him.
I was done with him long before Sunday. I've been done with him. There's no place for him on the Cleveland Browns. I don't know how many places there are for him in the National Football League.
I can't quite put my mark on it, but something is fishy about Jerry Jeudy. I mean, something.
Move. Like, I agree with Stefanski, but that's something you can do in high school. And at what stage does Jerry Jeudy think he is at the level in the NFL to be able to toy with defenders the likes of that? Like,
did he forget he was on a football field?
I don't know what he was doing.
I had no idea what he was doing. He had to know that somebody was behind him. It was unbelievable. Like, what? I have no idea what he was trying.
Big play for us, and Jerry knows this, and you know, we remind him and remind our players. It's always the guy that you can't see that they're coming. So I don't think it was a loaf. It was a lack of ball security technique.
Well, play hasn't been good,
but it's not all on him. But he does lead the NFL in drops for the second consecutive year.
How old is he? Is he battling old age? Is
26.
Yeah, so he's young. So he's probably sitting there going, this is ridiculous. I got a cavalcade of goofballs thrown to me right now. I'm a much better wide receiver than you people are making me out to be. And then he gets the ball. I'm going to show you. And he did something silly.
So I'll say it again. I'm sorry that I said you were a jag, just a guy who's an average wide receiver they use a first-round pick on that isn't doing anything. I hope today that you actually show up in a way that you haven't showed up in the last couple of years since they drafted you. So if you ever got a problem with Agent 89, I'm sorry for saying that you're an average wide receiver that they eventually will move on. And when teams call me and asking, should they trade for you, I will say no, don't trade for Jerry Jeudy because he's mentally unable to handle constructive criticism from people who watch specifically, can he be a wide receiver? He could be a wide receiver. He's a tier 3. Go back into the studio. I'm done now. Thank you.
This is a shame. Let's start the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Jeudy obviously has been a guy that hasn't really been connecting with Shedeur Sanders like that. I've been showing it. I've been saying it. And you know I'm not biased. Don't be like, oh, it's because you love Shedeur. Jerry Jeudy is from my neighborhood. Shout out to Broward County, Florida. One love to the city. And I'm not trying to be mean here, but let's have this conversation. There's a lot of things to talk about. And before that gets started, let me start the intro theme song first.
Like a king, never back, and he legendary. Shedeur Sanders came from the bottom, now he lighting up the scandals. Prime time raised him, gave the boy swagger. Now he run the league, and the NFL's new master. Legendary, he the chosen. Before he saw spirit in his soul, he golden. Face of the league, all the fans stay frozen. Shedeur Sanders, yeah, the prophecy open. Coach.
The prophecy is here, and the prophecy is telling me something ain't quite right and hasn't been right with Jerry Jeudy. I've been looking at it, and a lot of you guys been paying attention too. Is it the obvious drop balls and drop passes? We'll get to that a little bit later, and it'll make sense, but people been paying attention as well. Now, when he dropped it with Dillon Gabriel, a couple of times it was Dillon Gabriel's fault. But at least 3 occasions, I'm like, yeah, it's Dillon Gabriel. We want Shedeur to be the starter. But those were catchable catches. It seems the guy is on and off when he wants to. He's a hell of a receiver. He could be a Pro Bowl receiver every single year in the league if he gets out of his way. But what's actually stopping Jerry? We got to ask him the question, did they pay you? I'm a journalist. and I follow the breadcrumbs. So you can see it here, how this veteran receiver hauled in the pass and then ran it to the right side where he was stopped and appeared ready, attempt to do a juke or whatever. Almost like it was a routine choreographed, scripted play. Like, usually when you warm and slow like that, you are waiting for the guys to come so you can do a juke. But when you got that much guys surrounding around you, no. And if you guys think I'm just making this up, let's look at the actual clip. Now look at it. Shedeur beats the rush, evades the rush, that is, throws a perfectly placed ball. And look at this. The guy slows down. He does. And you can't say he didn't know nobody was behind him. I'm ready for you guys. Because what you're going to tell me is, based on that play there, it was not Jerry's fault. Jerry was getting ready. No, blah, blah, blah. Look at it. First of all, everybody knows you have the blind sides, meaning the players that you don't know who are behind you. So anytime you're running with the ball, you're gripping it to a certain degree because you don't know when that moment will come. Now, look, you're going to be like, well, that's one guy, BlessOne. No, sir. It was not one guy only. Hang on, guys. I got to get into that picture. Here we go. He was surrounded by 4 players. He's seen 11 hit the corner behind him. So obviously he knew, keep your head on a swivel, as we're taught in Pop Warner football. You knew it. Like, pay attention, guys. Let's look at it one more time. Look, you're going to see 11. That's what I want you guys to look at. Look, 11 rushed from the back. Jeudy looks at him and turns around. Jeudy knew he was over there. He knew the multitudes of players who was all surrounded around him. He had minimal blocking because you had majority of the guys beat, including your own players. What shall you guys say now? Pictures can speak 1,000 words, but obvious reasons and common sense will always be the glue to bring back intelligence. I'm sorry, guys. This was really pathetic. Shout out to Shannon Sharpe, who said, can't mess that play up. Sanders playing out of his mind and you got careless. This is correct by Shannon. He didn't go deep like me. You guys are only on the surface, which is cool. But I want to go into the interior rather than exterior. Why was this guy, quote unquote, careless? This is Jerry Jeudy. His career obviously been in the limelight for bad reasons in the NFL. The famous one was the guy you seen in the intro video, which was Steve Smith Jr., the Steve Smith Sr., not Jr., but Sr., who emphatically embarrassed the hell out of Jerry. So you would think Jerry would take no more breaks. All this year, it's been gimmicks by Jerry. Almost to ask you what's going on. Is he part of the gambling brigade? Because fake investigations been going out here. And I'm only calling them fake because I tried to verify how substantiated this was. But this guy who produced it, he got it from a guy named the NFL Drop on Twitter, who's somewhat of a parody and satire. So I'm not going to do that to Jeudy. What I will do with Jeudy is bring up good reasonings why the whole entire conglomerate of football fans are coming out in droves and they're accusing you of setting up plays. Yes, people are bringing up actual receipts. People are having actual things that can show there's at least an awareness where we can't just dismiss this, although I dismiss certain other people. And I know you guys see the drop over there. I just put Jerry Jeudy's picture. The drop is not the one who posted this receipt right here. I just added them and conjoined them so you guys can see specifically who this guy is talking about. And it's more. I did not take it from Twitter to show you proof. Hang on, look at these guys. They're talking about these guys here during certain gameplay situation that seems scripted. So they're bringing it to the point. So then they started to expose Kevin Stefanski. They said, forget about Jerry Jeudy. It's not only the players, the coaches are involved. This thing goes so deep, guys. I am going to have to make a separate video that's strictly focusing on the play calling of Kevin Stefanski. People are relating this to the mafia, relating it to gambling situations. You see what this guy wrote? He said, they need to investigate Stefanski kicking a punt on the 29-yard line instead of kicking a field goal. No other reason in hell that should have been done except for shaving points, which, look, I can't prove it yet, So I'm going to say I agree with it based on what I've read. I'm not saying this is a 100% fact, but you make it make sense, and I'll be ready to listen to you guys. Because, look, a lot of people felt with what this guy said. Look, a lot of people in droves are literally talking about the 29-yard kick. They're talking about how Stefanski literally made the same thing, bro. I'm here to tell you guys, bro, I wouldn't be shocked if later on we find out during this 5-year period of Kevin Stefanski, well, at least this year alone, I think we've been seeing proof, a lot of sabotage, if you don't want to believe, but at least a lot of gimmicks been going on with this organization, which you can allude to gambling. And if you don't believe me, well, if a coach does everything in his best, against his best interest to lose when the owner is trying to lose, the entire front office, including Andrew Berry. Well, I'll be fair to Andrew Berry today, just for today, but everybody is doing everything to lose. Why wouldn't we look at this as a deliberate sabotage for gambling purposes? We talked about every other reason that it could be why they sabotage Shedeur, but some of the main key reasons that we've never talked about was the gambling situation. Because shout out to what this guy said. He says, please investigate that and the coach for punting on the 29-yard line. There's a reason why a lot of people are bringing this up. Shout out to Complex Magazine, who brought it up about Jerry Jeudy. Are you effing serious? Because that just doesn't happen like that. Fumbles happen in the game, but Jerry Jeudy, I think we all can agree, it looked very unnatural. It looked very scripted, almost like he was waiting for his part and for the other player's part to loosen up the football from his right arm. We've seen it. Twitter went in a frenzy. You guys can read it. It's like everybody's seen it. We can make a lot of crock and tears and excuses, but something clearly was off with Jerry Jeudy. And if you don't believe in the gambling accusations, well, can you at least become his defense and explain to us why was he playing the way he's playing? Because I think we can all agree about one thing, whether it's sabotage, gambling, Jerry Jeudy deliberately fumbled that ball. And I stand on that. I don't know if it's out of anger. He was not focusing. But just to watch this guy around Shedeur, I've never really seen the same level of energy that he gives a Dylan or a Shedeur. But even with Dylan Gabriel, if we're being quite frankly, it looked like alleged gambling situations. Now, let's go to the media on what they had to say about this.
I was done with him long before Sunday. I've been done with him. There's no place for him on the Cleveland Browns. I don't know how many places there are for him in the National Football League. That fumble on Sunday is joke. It's joke city. It's just a clown show of a mistake. And I don't always love like putting people on blast here, even though it sounds like it with this one. Like at the end of the day, guys, you're getting paid millions of dollars to not do that, to make plays. He has made countless mistakes. I mean, the Browns win in week 1 if he catches the football a couple more times. They probably do. He had a couple of terrible drops early in the season that cost his team possessions. And this offense's margin for error is slim. If not none. And so for me, I'm done with Jerry Jeudy. It's over. And they'll play out the string here, but that chapter book has absolutely closed.
I mean, Cleveland media are not satisfied. They're dissatisfied. And for some of the few times where I'll actually agree with them, I'm in one accord with Cleveland media as far as something is up with Jerry Jeudy. Now, a lot of these people don't even like Shedeur Sanders, so don't intertwine it with Shedeur Sanders. I've seen many of Shedeur Sanders' critics all come to the same conclusion. This guy is bought and paid, or something is going on. Because this is every game, every single week. This guy has a moment where you're like, what's going on? Let's go to more Cleveland media on how they feel about this guy.
Did he forget he was on a football field?
I don't know what he was doing.
I had no idea what he was doing. He had to know that somebody was behind him. It was unbelievable. Like I have no idea what he was trying to do. And he was so nonchalant about it. And like the guy came up and hit the ball out. I could just see it coming. He's taking this big hop. This guy's coming over his shoulder. And then after, like the ball gets knocked out and he's like, oh my God, there's other people on this field besides me and the one guy who's in front of me. That's crazy. And that killed momentum because that's another big play for Shedeur under his belt.
That killed momentum, and it's like this dude is too grown. He's 26 years old. It's young, but it's old enough to understand the circumstances and situational things around you. Speaking of situational, what happened to situational awareness as a football player? As a football player getting paid what Jerry is getting paid right now. No excuses for that. Browns had a fake message. I'm going to expose them right now. They said they sent a firm message to Jerry Jeudy after an embarrassing outing. What was that firm message? Can anybody in the Brown front office tell DJ BlessOne what was this message? Because now you're looking at it, it says the Cleveland Browns delivered a firm message on Jerry Jeudy following another shaky showing from the receiver they expected to be their go-to weapon. Well, Steve Smith already told you don't trade for him, and you turds traded for him. I mean, the Browns don't owe this on anybody but themselves, but I don't believe you gave Jerry Jeudy a firm message. How I know this? The bum you call Kevin Stefanski. Well, his whole entire response to Jeudy having this weird sabotage moment told me everything I need to know about this failed organization, because Stefanski said something opposite to this so-called firm message. This is what he had to say to Jerry Jeudy, dropping passes and having fumbles.
I think he was setting the player in front of him up to make a move there, Jeff. He will be better. That's really a play that we expect him to make. That's a huge play for our football team. We're about to get 7 points, if not 3, on that drive, and that's a big play for us. And Jerry knows this, and we remind him and remind our players. It's always the guy that you can't see that they're coming. So I don't think it was a loaf. It was a lack of ball security technique.
And then just to follow that, though, when we talked to him on Wednesday, he was very short with his answers. I know that's not a big part for you, but his interview lasted less than 2 minutes, and his words like 3 or 4 word answers. So is anything bothering him?
No, I think Jerry's got the right attitude. He wants to win. Obviously, when you're not winning.
Kevin got way too much excuses for Jerry. It's like, why don't you ever speak like this about Shedeur? You know what I mean, guys? And then going into depth about all this frenzy, you got Joe Rivera, who barely and rarely, tries to look out. He likes coming at Shedeur Sanders. He actually called Jerry out as well and called it bizarre. This is USA Today, guys. USA Today usually sticks to the stitch, but this lets you furthermore know what's going on. So what the reporter asked Kevin Stefanski was basically telling him, yo, Jerry didn't take any accountability for what he did. What do you have to say about it? And Kevin Stefanski went out his way to protect Jerry like he doesn't do for anybody else named Shedeur. And that told me everything I need to know. It could be an alleged gambling situation where you're trying to cover up for a player who made it visibly well. There is some alleged point shaving going on. Guys, let me know what you think of this, man. I'm DJ BlessOne, the best one. Love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed.
Like a king, never back, and he legendary.